Known past lives, 40,000 to 15,000 years ago Ethiopia. 50 to 100 BC Fayum, 3000 BC Sumerian. 1206 AD to 1368 AD Mongolia. 1400 AD to 1499 AD Kazakhstan. 1500 AD to 1599 AD France Atlantic Ocean. 1750s to the 1870s Montana, Wyoming.
Past life regression is a form of hypnotherapy that guides an individual to recall memories from their past lives. The experience is often directed by a professional hypnotherapist, but it can also be done by yourself through guided meditation.
Past lives can also be revealed in other ways, such as in dreams or time slips. My first experience with a past life was when I was about 13. I was riding my gold pony in a canyon and jumped over a log. When I looked up, I noticed three things right away. The first was that my pony was now black, the second was that I was a boy, and the third was that I was no longer in a canyon, but in an open grassy field and I could see buffalo not too far away. I had the feeling that I needed to tell someone about the buffalo and began to gallop my horse. I saw old wagon wheels and jumped them. I returned to the canyon and it was about 5 miles from where I had jumped the log. About the same distance I traveled in the time slip.
After that I had glimpses of past lives in my dreams, usually about Mongolia. I have always felt a connection with Mongolia, having been born with the blue spot. In some cultures, the birthmark is associated with reincarnation, indicating a connection to the spirit world. Infants may be born with one or more slate gray-blue birthmarks, ranging from a small area on the buttocks to a larger area on the back. They usually go away by the ages of 3 to 5 years old. 95% of Mongolians are born with the blue spot. The birthmark is also prevalent in around 80% to 85% of Native American infants. African American babies have the blue spot at a frequency of 90% to 96%.
Around the 15th century, I was a Jewish merchant in Kazakhstan, living near the Silk Road. In 2007, I met a woman from Kazakhstan, and she asked me if I was a Kazakhstan Jew. She said that I looked so familiar and must have relatives in Kazakhstan. She said I was one of the first people outside of Kazakhstan that looked like the Kazakhstan Jews that lived nearby her. It gave me goosebumps talking to her.
In 1996 or 97 I enrolled my kids in Chris Griscom's school, Nizhoni School for Global Consciousness in Galisteo, New Mexico. It was a small international school. Chris Institute of Light was next to the school. I decided to try a guided past life regression and was amazed at what I discovered. That was when I learned about soul connections and that we often have the same souls in our lives, perhaps to teach us a lesson.
I discovered that I had been in several past lives with my soon-to-be ex-husband. In the last life with him, he had thought I was cheating on him and had tossed me off a French ship in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. I mentally decided that this was the last time to be involved with this soul, and after my divorce, I felt like a great weight had been lifted.
Since then, I have discovered 3 more past lives and each one has taught me something about who I am and why. The first past life I know about, I was one of the first Homo sapiens in the region which is now Ethiopia. I befriended a hurt wolf-type dog and the 2 of us and her pups lived in a cave. I remember a simple life of hunting with her.
In another life I lived in Fayum, which was located in the area of Middle Egypt. Cattle, sheep, and goats were domesticated and baskets and pottery making developed in this period. People started living in agricultural communities rather than wandering tribes.
I was also in Samaria, a time of many discoveries and innovations. The Sumerian language is the oldest linguistic record. It first appeared in archaeological records around 3100 BC. Sumerians had a system of medicine that was based on magic and herbalism. They also had an advanced knowledge of anatomy, and surgical instruments have been found in archaeological sites. One of the Sumerians' greatest advances was in the area of hydraulic engineering. They were also the inventors of irrigation. Their skills at engineering and architecture both point to the sophistication of their understanding of math. The structure of modern timekeeping, with 60 seconds in a minute and 60 minutes in an hour, is attributed to the Sumerians.
Past life regression is not for everyone because you have to have an open mind and be willing to learn why you have been in these different lives and what you can learn from them. For me personally, learning about my past lives has been a great benefit to me.
I wonder what the future will bring.